Caterina Jones. I'm the holistic therapist here at Trinity Chiropractic, and this is our first Facebook Live class. Woo! Very excited, a little bit nervous. I'm used to talking to people, so this is a little bit of a new thing for me. Thank you guys for joining us. It's a new and exciting thing using this medium because so many of our friends and patients and friends of patients are stuck in home. And with all of the tension around this situation with COVID, we wanted to do a class where you would be able to do the technique at home to boost your immune system for yourself as well as your family, in order to, just get you prepared for going out in the community. Okay, so when you log on, say hello. We have somebody who's going to be reading out the comments. So when you make a comment on how beautiful I am or what a great job I'm doing, she's going to let me know that. That hasn't come in yet? Okay, I'll have to get on my friends. What we did is we decided to set up the table as if you were at home, because you'll be at home. But before we get started, we're just gonna wait just a couple minutes in order to get that going. But I did want to let everybody know that if you are feeling under the weather, please call us and schedule an appointment where you can come in, because what I'm showing you is a technique that you can do, but what we do at the office incorporate some cranial sacral, some acupressure on the spinal cord, on the vertebrae, so that we can really stimulate the vertebrae and pull the oils to the organs, really get that in. And then we have you go in the sauna. We have a far infrared sauna. It does far infrared, mid-infrared, and near infrared. The reason this is important is because near is for the skin, far is for the deep inside of the body, the core, and mid is for the muscles. So you're getting all three ranges of detox in the body. So how are we doing, Kelly?
Good, we've got 9 participants.
9 participants, who do we have?
So far, Dr. Song is watching. And
am I doing a great job, boss?
We have a Crystal
Date lives.
Yes.
Hello, Crystal, all the way from Florida.
We have Danny Park.
Oh, excellent. Welcome, Danny. Thank you.
And we need everybody else to tell us they're there.
Give us a little message letting us know where you are, and please feel free to ask any questions. Very, very excited about this. So we covered if you're feeling unwell, to please come in. We can boost you. We take temperatures at the door. We have face mask here. We also have face masks for sale if you are looking for a good handmade face mask for you. We have lots of things here to really boost your immune system and help you recover from anything you're experiencing. Should I go ahead and get started on why we set up the table this way? Okay. So what I did is I have gone and done this at home on my children when they are sick. Not using a massage table at home, we used a bed. What I did is underneath our beautiful participant is 2 pillows. We stacked them so that the back is curved. And I'm gonna have you slide a little bit closer to me. There you go, I feel like you're too far away. Not that I'm not tall and can reach. We have 2 pillows stacked underneath her so that her whole back will be exposed, and the top of her neck all the way to the base of her skull. I put 2 face cradles, which for you at home means the neck roll, just the one that you would use to keep your head steady if you're traveling or anything like that. You can just put a couple neck rolls and then or even your arms, and rest your arms. Now, if you are doing this on an elderly person who maybe can't be face down, or somebody who is coughing a lot and is not comfortable face down, you can take a chair, turn it around, and sit backwards in the chair so you're almost hugging the back of the chair, and you lean forward. This takes a little bit more skill, so when you go down the spine, you have to make sure you catch the oils. Why I'm telling you this is because everybody has different circumstances, and we need to make sure that everybody is comfortable and the person doing the service to them is also comfortable. So all those moms out there that are going to make their children and husbands feel better, we don't want to completely wear you out, just a little bit. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. During the presentation, we're going to have Facebook monitored, and Kelly will let me know any questions, any comments. Also, if you have a question, please just type it in during the session, and I will address all the questions during the session, and then I'll ask again at the end of the session. I think that's all of it. So, okay, so today I'm using fractionated coconut oil. It's good because it's liquid all the time. It doesn't harden. If you want to use the hard solid one, that's fine. You can scoop a bit out, and when you press it on the back, the heat from the back will melt it. So I'm going to just put a little bit of coconut oil there, and you want to use copious amounts of coconut oil. The reason, or any carrier oil that you choose. Now, I use coconut oil because it doesn't stain, but just in case, I'm going to cover her pants at the waistline. I simply tuck in the towel, and then I want to pull it down just slightly so the base of the back is exposed. Okay, this way we can get as much of the spinal cord, the spine as possible, all the vertebrae. Okay, so if you can see, it's nice and it's glistening, but I still want to put more on there because a lot of the oils that we use in the raindrop to boost the immune system are hot oils. Very important to use a carrier oil. We do not want to burn anybody's back. Oregano, hot oil, will burn your skin. So please be careful, and you will get some in your hair. The great thing about coconut oil, again, it does not stain, and it washes out of clothes. So how are you feeling? You're good? Okay. So we have the raindrop set. Today we're actually using a combination of doTERRA and Young Living oils. We have both of them available in the office. And then we just go straight through the blends. We're going to start with the Young Living Aroma C's. It is a combination oils to help with breathing. If you notice, I open the bottle, I hold it close to her body so that the frequency from her body will be picked up by the oils. Now, what I'm going to show you is not what they tell you how to do. I have a European training. It was taught to me different. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the way I was taught. So once you hold it to the body, then you simply turn it over and you go down the body, and the oil will come out where it is needed. So at the top, there was no drops of oil that came down, but it started about halfway down and then towards the lower back. I will simply rub the oils in all the way up. Even though it didn't bounce, it didn't drop up there, I'm still going to rub it in. I put it on the other side so I know that I've already done that. And then I start with 2 fingers, one on each side of the spinal cord, and I just rub down. And wherever her body needs the oils, it will actually slow down the pull, almost like when you take a magnet to another magnet, it stops it. That's what I felt in this area. When you do this, you want to keep your elbow low so it's parallel with the body. So you're just hovering on top, just resting. Am I putting pressure on you? No. I'm just resting the fingers, and then it kind of stops me in this vertebral body. If you were in the office, I would start at the 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's between T3 and T4. I would mark it on the chart, and then that would show that aromases is needed in the organs that the spinal nerves from T3 and T4 deliver. And we would give that to you at the end. So I'm going to put a little bit of pressure there. Am I hurting you? No. Just a little bit of pressure, nothing too much. And then when you release, it almost, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of tugging on the skin because it's still connected. And then I just release and you can see a little bit of discoloration there where it pulled the energy through my hand into her body. And then I continue down and it stops again. So I'm just going to put a little pressure. And if you notice, I haven't cut my nails. It's for the exact reason of this class. I want you to see that the pressure I'm using, I am not digging into the back. I am simply going parallel and then just putting the pressure there. And then I pull again and it kind of stuck there. And then afterwards, here and here, because those two areas needed more attention with that particular oil, I'm simply going to rest my hands there. Now, when you rest your hands there, I don't know if you can see the coloring is changing in my hands. Her body recognizes, her energy field recognizes my energy field as a source of energy. So it's like, I could use some of that. And her body simply is pulling through me. It's nothing. I use the electromagnetic field of the earth. It pulls it through me to her body so that her body can do what it needs to do to boost the immune system. Now, how do my hands feel?
Good.
They feel good? Are they cold or are they hot?
Warm.
They're warm. Okay, so where I'm holding my hands, it is warming up. And I will remove my hands and we'll see if it's any color change underneath it. So I don't know if you can see my fingerprints, but you can, there's an outline of my hands on where that was to show the exchange of the energy. So I go ahead and I rub all over. Now when you're rubbing, you saw I put oils all over her back, okay? She's got plenty of oil on her back, it's glistening, but as I come up, my hand kind of sticks in this area right here. That's her body's way of saying, hey, you know what, there's something going on in this lymphatic area here. I need a little bit of attention. And so her body's just stopping me because it already recognizes what's going on. Do not underestimate the power of the body. It is incredible at knowing what it needs. In our society today, we're very busy telling the body what it needs instead of asking the body what it needs. So I could do this for quite some time. Oh yeah, that was turned quite pink. Good job. Okay, I could stay longer, and you probably will at home, but we're going to move on to the next one, which is time, because we don't want to run out of time. Oh, I'm so funny. Any questions so far?
Nothing so far.
Okay, and you see several of these came out all the way starting at the top. So we're going to go ahead, rub it into the spine, really good. We'll close that up. Start at the base of the skull and just run down. So this time, it didn't stop me at T3, T4. It stopped me a little lower, closer to T5, T6 area. And so I'm going to go ahead, give it a little acupressure. This is going to stimulate the circulation in this area, letting the spinal nerves pull the oil and bring it directly to the organ. Oh, this is, you feel how it's sticking there? Yeah. Her body's like, I'm not done. Give me a minute.
We've gotten a comment that you are an excellent teacher per Crystal.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't know if that counts. That's my sister-in-law.
It counts.
Family can be the hardest critics, though. So.
This is true.
Yeah. And And Crystal is a very good mother. She takes care of several children. Several
Awesome.
beautiful children. You'll have to look at her profile. And oh, you see how it's still kind of sticky there? Now, please do not worry if you don't feel this right away. I've been doing this for many, many years. If you do not feel this right away, it's okay. Any pressure you give, any application of the oils to the spine, no worries. It's going to boost the immune system. This is just going to stimulate it a little more, and then I'll just rest my other hand there and pull down. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to apply that over the entire back. And you see where my hand is? Now that one you definitely can see how red it was. And it was just resting on her skin. I'm sure if you have children, you know the first thing that happens when your kids are sick is they crawl up on you and they want to be held. And then the next thing that happens is just you get very, very hot. It's because their body knows it needs your energy to feel better. And that's exactly what it's doing. We were created in a marvelous way to know what we need and get it.
We have a question. Are there different oils for different people?
Yes, of course, there are oils for different people. Now, what we do is we use the oils that we know are directed towards building the immune system. Now, before I go on with that, this is Balance from doTERRA, but if you're, doTERRA. If you're using Young Living, the equivalent is Valor. And back to the question. Yes, there are, now if I know that I'm doing a raindrop on somebody who, notice that only 2 drops came up at the top of the spine. Sorry. So I just wanted to point that out. You do not have to force it. If I know that I'm working on somebody who is trying to have a baby, I would not use oregano, I would not use rosemary because those are oils that can interfere with that. If I was working on somebody who needed to balance their hormones, I would do the immune boosting, but I would also put in Melissa or ylang ylang, oils that are good for balancing out the hormones. Also, we had a question on, can this be used on babies? I do not recommend using oils on children under the age of 2 unless supervised by a doctor. I have used oils on babies that were under the age of 2 under Dr. Song's supervision, or I'm a clinical aromatherapist. I've had a diploma in that, which is extensive. I know that there are certain things that you have to be very careful with, and there's reactions you need to look for, chapping in the lips and things, irritation with the skin. But if the child is very, very sick, I would do copious amounts of carrier oils that will help boost the immune system, like coconut oil. It's antiviral and antibacterial. And I would put 1 drop of the oil in the blend. I would put 1 drop, and then I would work the area that is in particular need. Say if I had a little baby that couldn't breathe, that was coughing, and I wanted to open up the airways. Before I applied the oil, I would actually let him or her smell the oil in some hot water so that it breathes in the oil and goes into it crosses the blood-brain barrier. And then I would cup my hands like this, and I would, it sounds like it's aggressive and it sounds like it hurts. Does that hurt at all?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're trapping the air, bringing it through the lungs, and you'll really open up the bronchiola in the lungs, helping to open up the airways. Or I would, if they're small, I'd even do it on the bottom of their foot, the pad under the toes. Did I answer that question?
You did. I asked, and yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have 2 down here, 1 in the middle, 1 at the top. This is marjoram. And
So are each of these oils for a specific purpose, Caterina?
yes, all of them work on the immune system in one way or another. Some are for breathing, some of them are for blood flow, some are for circulation, some are anti-inflammatory. So depending on what we're working on, and that's why you see that instead of pulling here, it's pulled all the way down here, which is closer to the kidney reflex, which means the kidneys need marjoram. When we are doing this in the office, I would actually say, okay, I would mark on the chart, on the spinal chart, where the oil pulled, and then you would say, okay, this is working with the kidneys, but this one's working with the bladder, and this one's working with the lungs. The reason that's important is because when you take that home and, you know, the next time you get sick and you're like, oh man, I'm having a hard time in whatever organ, then you can pull that chart out and say, okay, well last time this oil is what was needed in that area.
We have a question. How long does the treatment take? Does it vary, or is it always the same?
It varies.
And I'm going to tie the question onto that. How often should you do this therapy?
Okay, well, first, the reason why it varies is because I don't know if you noticed, I took this, and this bottle is full all the way to here. I took this, and it went down, nothing. Oh, we got 1 that time, but nothing came out the first time. That's her body saying, you know what, I really don't need wintergreen. Okay, fine, I'll take a little bit at my lower back, but I really don't need it. So, it depends how long it takes, because here, when I go down, it's not stopping me, and because it's not stopping me, I don't have to take the time to apply pressure to that area. And see, here, it's not stopping me, but it's a little bit harder to run my fingers across. So it slows it down. So that area just needed a little bit. So that one's done already. Now I'll move on to the next one. It just depends how long. Now, if you're home and you're sick and you want to apply these oils and get in a hot bath, then you know, you're going to take it and you're going to be like, okay, I want you to hurry up. Even going fast, you saw Cypress had 3 drops.
And that ties into our next question, which is there a way to do this therapy if you are alone?
Yes, that's a very good question. Yes, you can. One thing to remember is that on the base of your hand, from your thumb to your wrist, if you look at it, it's almost shaped like your spine. You have the top of your head, you have your neck, you have your shoulders, your waist, your buttocks, okay? Your foot has the exact same shape on the inside of your foot. So you can do this on your hand, which you're gonna smell that time. You can do it on the inside of your foot. I have had people who insist on having it on their spinal cord. If that's what your body tells you you need, okay. You can simply try it on your hand, whatever comes out, 1, 2 drops, and then you can rub here. You can rub up. You can rub as much as you can on your back. So, does that answer that good? I do this when it's necessary. To me, I don't believe that oils are a preventative. Supplements are a preventative. Oils are medicine. Therefore, we should not overuse it, because we wouldn't say, I got a scratchy throat, I think I'm going to just start some antibiotics. I'm going to start some amoxicillin because I got a scratchy throat, not knowing what it is. if we inundate our bodies with all these oils all the time, when we really need them, it's not going to be as effective.
Can I ask a follow-up question to the one about doing it alone?
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it on your hand or on your foot, do you do the same, draw your fingers down and look for resistance?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. As a matter of fact, when I do that on mine, I start at the top, but as soon as I get here, it's like very hard to move. That's because this part, I carry inflammation in my brow line. So when I go down, it stops me. And then I go down, and you can see it's hard to even drag it's like, That was a good sound effect, I'm sure. But then when I get to the neck, it's like, oh, fine, maybe because I just got a massage. And then it goes down. I'm fine with the waist, but the lower back stops me again. Well, now everybody knows where I keep all my tension. So again, with how often. Now, if you have an autoimmune disorder and you know that your body attacks your body from the inside, then it's important to stay on the defensive. And so in that case, I would do a raindrop every month or every 2 months, depending on how you're feeling. How, are you keeping up with a regular diet for your autoimmune disorder? Are you being good? Are you being bad? Sometimes we got to do a little something, and we fall off of the healthy eating. So I'm going to go with basil. This is basil. Mm-hmm. Basil stimulates the mind, so it works with a lot that's going on in the head, so I thought that it would stop up in the neck region for her. How's your back? Is it getting warm? Is it, the oils aren't too hot?
Mm-hmm.
No?
It's warm.
It's warm, but it's not hot, right? Not burning. We don't want to burn the skin. There we go. And see, again, a different oil stopped and pulled at a different vertebrae. Now, if you get our spinal chart from the office here that has all of the organs attached, one way to count where the vertebrae is, in the neck, the vertebral column bones go a different way. You'll feel that little bump at the top right there. That is T1. So you start counting T1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll feel the vertebrae under. Now, once you go all the way down the spine, and right here, it's raised, and then the vertebral column changes. These bones are different because remember, these bones move this way. These bones move this way. Okay, so this part of the vertebral column is a different shaped bone, and so then you'll know, okay, now that's the different part of the spine, and then you'll count the vertebrae down that way.
I know that you're going to address this in a bit, but we do have a question. Where can I get the oils from?
Okay, well, you can see we have a whole grouping of oils here. The other side you can't see is we have doTERRA here, we have Young Living here, we have the oils here in our office. We can get them ready for pickup. We have the entire kit. If you want the kit shipped out to you, that has a carrier oil in it and everything, and a holder. If you're just supplementing the oils that you already have, then what you'll do is you'll order the ones that you need, and we could even ship them to you. Okay.
We have another question. How can I find out which oils work best for me?
Oh, that's a good question. Who's that?
That is Denian Singletary.
Oh, Deneen.
Deneen, excuse me.
Yes. I'll tell you what, it's very interesting. Again, we're going to go back to trusting our bodies. So, ooh, you got something going on up there. Someone just really worked those muscles.
And what oil was that?
Oregano. So, smelling the oil. You'd be surprised. If you like the oil, your body's like, yes, indeedy, I'll take that. Now you may open up an oil and you're like, that is the most disgusting smell I have ever smelled in my life. As a matter of fact, when we were in class for our oil, in our oil class, we actually had to smell each of the oils. And it was in a large quantity. So as we smelled the oil, we had to write down 3 things. What is the first thing that came to your mind, first memory? What does it smell like? And what does it remind you of? You would be surprised at the answers. I can remember it clear as day. Everybody loved bergamot. Bergamot, oh my goodness, it smells like my grandmother's candy and it smells like this. And I was like, I think all of your guys' noses are broken because that smells like greasy car parts. And they're like, I wear this as perfume. I'm like, again, greasy car parts. Well, interestingly enough, my instructor's just sitting there laughing the whole time. Sorry. Bergamot reminds you of childhood. So, sorry, I should have told a different story. Their childhood memories of happiness brought them back to grandma. Mine was my father. He was a mechanic. So when I shared that information, of course, everybody thought it was hysterical. I still don't like the smell of bergamot because it still smells like stinky car parts. And my first car was a Fiat, so it always smelled like leaky oil. And yes, so there you go. You just got the full benefit of oils have 2 levels of treatment. Oh goodness, you are really using this oregano oil. Got to keep an eye on that one. Oregano oil is like an antibiotic, so okay, keep an eye on it. You'll get a medicinal medicinal benefit from oils, and you will get an emotional benefit from oils. So it will trigger memories as strong as if it were yesterday when you experience it. Because dis-ease in life leads to disease. And that's very important to remember because all disease, every illness that we get or we are susceptible to, it comes from our brain. Our brain is going to send a message to our body, and if it keeps sending the same message over and over again, then we'll have weakness in that area. And so we need to get control. We need to really make our minds over. I'm not saying it's a placebo effect because it's definitely not a placebo effect. Oh, I used all of the oils. That was 9 oils that we used. And I'm just going to rest my hands here because I don't know if you can see that last oil pulled a lot on her. So her body is working out something that it really needs oregano oil for. Oregano is excellent for mold. It's excellent for candida, any infection. It is a hot oil, and you were making me sweat. Sorry, that was very classy, but she just is heating me up. I don't know if you can see how pink my hands are, but her body is saying, yes, I need that very much, and you're not going anywhere. So I'm going to give her what she needs. Back to oils have a physical and an emotional response. So you smell an oil, and your body's like, you know what? Maybe I need that oil, but I'm not quite ready for where it's going to take me. Okay, bergamot for me. I don't want to go there. It's too much. And so I don't like the smell of it. My body's like, no, thank you. Now, if I'm going through something and I'm sick and I know that I need this, yes, I may force myself to use it. Say earlier today, we had a client that was having some constipation. And so I brought out black pepper to help move things through because black pepper helps you let go, to move through. And when I opened it, it smelled awful to me. I was like, wow, that's a little intense. And she smelled it and she's like, wow, that smells amazing. It smells like sunshine, and what else did she say? Flowers, sweet like flowers. I'm like, this is black pepper oil? Are you smelling this correctly from both sides of your nostrils, you know? And it's interesting because sometimes you'll have one side of the nostril that likes the smell, and then your other nostril will say, no thank you, that is awful. So right side represents different relationships than the left side of the body. So how you doing?
People are noticing you're heating up. They noticed your face is red too. So we got some energy going on here.
Yeah, I am like sweating from head to toe now. So yeah, let's just burn off my dinner for me, okay? So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to shut this down before I burst into flames.
Can I ask another follow-up question? So
Mhm.
following doing raindrop, is there anything specifically that you should do or follow up with after?
Stay warm.
Okay.
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking it. You want to stay warm. After a treatment like this, when you release things on a cellular level, you'll get a chill. You'll feel cool. It takes a little bit for your body to acclimate back to the 98-degree range. So like right now, I know it sounds weird because I'm really, really hot, but from my knees to my ankles, I'm really cold. I don't, it's hard to describe. How are you feeling?
Good.
You feel warm all over? Do you have a chill anywhere?
I don't have a chill. I
No.
feel warm.
You feel warm. Okay. After the treatment, when she's done and she gets dressed, she may feel a little chilly. And I remember learning this in Texas. I could not believe how hot it gets in Texas, and yet in the dead of summer, I'm getting a chill because I just had so much therapy.
What about other things? Shower right away, don't shower right away,
It's
drink water.
You definitely want to drink water because water, well, think about it. If your electrical field and my electrical field are meshing here, and water conducts electricity, that's going to be beneficial. You need to get all of that. Not only that, you're releasing toxins like in a massage, you want to flush those toxins out. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Some people choose to get in a hot bath so they sweat it out more. Some people get in a hot shower. We love it when they go right into the sauna afterwards. Heat up the body to 130, 140 degrees. And I mean, that's, even COVID-19 says that it dies at like, what, 132? Somewhere around there. I'm not a medical professional, so, you know, take it for whatever it's worth. But, you know, I don't spray Lysol in my mouth either, so.
Again, we're getting more questions. If you would revisit how to get the right oils for yourself and how to get those. So.
Okay, so what I like to do is set up a session where you can come in and we can see what is it that you're working with. What are you going through personally that your body may need help fighting. If you already have oils, open the oils and smell them. Smelling your oils actually is the #1 way of getting them into your bloodstream. All the little capillaries in the nose, I mean, when you smell something, it's immediately going into the bloodstream, crossing the blood-brain barrier. You okay? Mm-hmm. Crossing the blood-brain barrier and getting to work immediately. That's why it's called aroma therapy. It's one of the best ways. Now, we're putting it on the spine because we're working it into the spine through the vertebral column and the spinal nerves. Spinal nerves. Yeah, I said it right. So.
And the kit comes with these 9 specific oils.
Yes.
And these specific oils have been selected because
These are the immune boosting oils. And I'll, do you mind if I put this on your back? Mm-hmm. Okay. Peppermint, basil, oregano, And if you need these oils, we'll send them to you directly, or we'll give you a list of them. Cypress, wintergreen, marjoram, balance or valor, thyme, aroma seeds. Those are the oils that we used. Now, I will tell you, the way I was trained originally, we do not do the oils specifically like that. What I was taught on is we have a circulation blend. We have depression, an anxiety, a antispasmodic, antiviral, antibacterial. And we had each one of those blends that we went through on the spine, so that we knew that, okay, this grouping works here because, and you know, am I going through depression? Well, when I put the antidepressant oils on and it didn't pull anywhere, your body's saying, no, it's not really depression. But if I go through with anxiety and it's like stop, 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 it's showing that your body is being affected by anxiety oils. So you can do this focused on whatever it is that is specific for you individually. If you're a Lyme's patient, you want the immune boosting. If you are, my mind just went blank. If you're a patient that's working with a different, a candida or a mold, you're going to want to go there. If you're a patient that's anxiety or depression, you're going to want to focus those oils around you specifically.
Okay, I have two more questions. The first is, are there oils that work better than others, meaning brand? Is there a certain brand that you would recommend that's better than others?
Who's that?
Is it Paytao?
Okay. Well, that's a very controversial question.
Like, you can find
It's very controversial because my training is a European training. In Europe, you are not allowed to suggest oils and sell them. It's a conflict of interest. You're either trained to sell or you are trained to prescribe. I was trained to prescribe. I was not trained to sell oils. In other countries other than the US, there are certain certifications, there are certain guidelines. I had to understand how it was grown, how it was manufactured, cross-contamination through air, cross-contamination through soil. These all are factors that influence the properties of the oil and the quality of the oil. That is something dear to me. As a matter of fact, I wrote my thesis on it to get my diploma, because you have two different brands, and this is Melissa, and this is a hormone balancing oil, Melissa. Very expensive, but you can go over here and you can get it for $15 a bottle, and I'm spending $85 a bottle. Is there a difference? Absolutely, there's a difference. Open the $85 bottle. Open the $15 bottle. Which one smells like lemons, like fresh picked, just opening up? You get goosebumps when you smell it. When the first time I smelled pure Melissa, my scalp tingled. It was so intense. So yes, there is a difference in oils. Robert Tisserand is the originator of essential oils for clinical use. I love his oils. You can't get them very often in the US. He did partner with a company in the US called Plant Therapy. I suggest you do your research. Know where it's grown. Make sure you really trust the company that you get it from. Because if they say, we grow our own oils, we are from seed to seal, and it's great if I have a crop of lavender over here, and then 2 miles or even 3 miles away, I have a crop of rosemary growing over here. Well, lavender is calming, but rosemary is a stimulant. Now, they're gonna cross-contaminate. I'm sorry, you cannot get water from the soil, you cannot get air particles not to get in each other. So now, what is affected? Is it the lavender or is it the rosemary? Now, is your lavender really going to calm you down, or is it going to hype you up? Is your rosemary really going to give you the stimulation that you need to do what it needs to do, the antiviral properties? It's very important that you choose your oils wisely and get it from a source that you trust. So,
Okay, another question is, if you do not have all the oils required, will doing an aroma cleansing session be effective?
yes, and that word required, let's just take that out completely. Nothing is required. Anything that you do for the benefit of your body is beneficial. If you are going to say, you know what, I don't even know what's wrong with me, I just don't feel quite right, and you think it's going one avenue, use what oils you feel you need. Now, you know, we all know that these oils are antiviral, and these oils are antibacterial, and these oils are a stimulant, and these oils are calming, and these oils should never be used if you're pregnant. You know, use care and judgment and ask. Send us a message here at Trinity. I will take the time to talk with you, to research, to help you on your journey to using essential oils, because it is a great medicine.
Angelina is sending you some love.
Mwah. Thank you. I'm missing you guys in Texas, especially since it was 40 degrees this morning. And I know it was 80 there. Okay. Okay, so you are a great table. I think we covered all of the questions. If you still have questions, please keep sending them. We have the kits here. We have the individual oils here by Young Living and doTERRA. You can pick them up or we can ship them to you. You can also like and share this video for entry into a free session during a drawing. I can't read my own writing. A free session. We're going to do a drawing and we're going to announce the winner on Monday. So all my Texas buddies, go ahead. I want you to win so that I can fly out to Texas and do a raindrop. Not going to happen. We will be doing other classes. We've been having a lot of questions about endocrine balancing, why it's important, what it does, what the oils are that we use. It's a great session and I highly recommend it. So we're going to do a question and answer on that one coming up. There was something I want to add. Angie, who sent the love, Angelina, she is somebody who started her oils journey several years ago back when I was going through school. She started her journey on this, and she uses oils as pest control. Her dogs get sprayed down with essential oils before they come in and go out. And best smelling dogs, one's still a little bit crazy, so I mean, it doesn't work on everything, but it doesn't have fleas. But knowing what to use, when to use it, will give you great benefit. She's even pulling heat through the towel. I'm like, you're just a little incubator down there.
We have a couple more questions.
Okay.
One is, if we have future questions or further questions after this, is there a site? Do you want them to post them on Facebook? Do you want them emailed? How do you want those questions?
Email us. Trinity Chiropractic, Sarah? NC at gmail.com. See, you can even hear the voices in my head.
There you go. And I will post that on here as well.
Perfect.
And then also another question is, and I don't understand this, maybe you will. How about FI or F1 or something? Crystal, can you clarify?
I'm not sure.
Not either.
I'm not sure what F1 is or FY or... Are you getting too hot? Are you okay?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay, because your little ears are really, really pink. This one's going to sleep really well tonight.
Florida.
Oh, Florida. Yes. Yes. I get it now.
Sorry,
Crystal,
sorry.
you know what? If we draw your name, I will come down to Florida because I need some beach in my life. Even though you're by the springs, I can use some springs in my life too. So, yes, I will come to Florida if your name is drawn. I'll get lots of love too. I didn't hear how beautiful I was. Is it just because I just got a massage and I'm a little disheveled? But that's okay. I know how beautiful I am.
Well, you've got lots of comments here about how much you're loved and
Oh,
all kinds of things.
oh great.
I'm sending hearts.
Yes, so you definitely need to go back and read some of this.
Okay, I will. Thank you guys for joining us with our first Facebook Live class. It was very exciting, and I had a great model. She's doing really well down here, and I hope you guys try this at home. I really do. It's a wonderful way. Oh, I just wanted to mention one thing, because she's still pulling energy, and sometimes when we have sick kids, we'll be holding on to them and we'll get really, really hot to the point where maybe our hands will start to cramp. If this happens, just flick it off. Remember, the earth has an electromagnetic field, and we draw our energy from the earth, from the electromagnetic field of the earth. So just flick it off. Energy leaves our head, our hands, our feet. That's why when it's cold, we put on a hat, we put on gloves. We want to enjoy that warmth, that energy, the heat that we have. Also, when you're doing this, it's very important that you have good body posture. Keep your elbows low, keep your shoulders low. You want to be relaxed, because what you feel is what you give. So I'm sorry about that. Okay guys, we will announce a winner on Monday, and thank you so much. Lots of love to everybody, and we'll see you soon.